The frustration that Jimmy displayed. Cornpop. I'm not going to read the rest of it. About me, that's Behold, pale horse. I'd pay $5 to see Jimmy Dore body slam a disagreeable guest. Just saying. LOL.
What the fuck?
Hey, I'm here with Kurt Mexican. Hi, Kurt.
Hey, last Mexican on my neighborhood.
Yeah,
in my neighborhood.
So I want to tell you, there's a thing called There's a thing called Women's Day. That's different.
Yeah.
They're starting a thing called Real Women's Day.
Oh.
And
are we going to learn what a woman is?
And it started from our friend Jennifer Say over. Remember, she's been on the show. She told the truth about COVID, so she got fired from Levi's, and then she started to push back against biological males in women's sports because she's a former world-class gymnast herself, and she's founded XXXY Athletics, right? We had her on. But now she's founding this thing called Real Women's Day. It's an event that takes place today. Yesterday, and to honor the achievement of women and recognize their value. So October 10th. The event was launched by former collegiate swimmer Riley Gaines, who was joined by other high-profile women, including Republican lawmakers, conservative leaders, and single-sex sports advocates. Gaines says she was tired of seeing Women's History Month being used to honor transgender trailblazers.
I'm not. I want more. Jimmy, did you see the article about the all-trans soccer team that lost 19-0?
No.
They're trans men, female to male. Female to male, played with men. A soccer game, Jimmy. They lost 19-0. Soccer's like, what's the score in a soccer game? 3?
3-1, 2-0?
Yeah, 19-0. The trans male. So I say let them play.
No, but you don't hear anybody up. So, well, they put out a video. It says, in honor of XX Day tomorrow, please join us in asking Nike to do the right thing and stand up for girls by sharing our new ad, Dear Nike. Let's listen. Oh, hold on.
Dear Nike.
Dear Nike.
Dear Nike. Why won't you stand up for me?
Why won't you stand up for me?
Why
won't you?
Why do you claim to support women and girls?
Yet when we need you most,
you remain silent.
Today, males are claiming our identity,
our sports,
our spaces.
Men and boys are stealing opportunities, medals, trophies, and our future.
And it's not fair or just.
In fact, it's often dangerous. Yet you refuse to use your platform to stand up.
You say you're for social justice and progress.
So why do you allow men's rights to come before ours? See, with a big platform
comes an even bigger responsibility.
You have a chance to do the right thing.
Not just do the easy thing.
So we're asking you, Nike.
So we're asking you, Nike.
So we're asking you, Nike.
As the biggest voice in all of sports.
Will you stand up for me? Will you stand up for me?
Will you stand up for me? Will you stand up for me? Will you?
Will you?
Will you just do it?
What do you think?
The answer's no.
The answer's no.
What are you talking about? They make slave shoes. Is everybody out of their mind?
They use prison labor and slaves to make their shoes.
Well, you want
that thing?
Why
with
are you
Colin,
pleading to Nike?
That thing with Colin Kaepernick was just a virtue signal.
Oh my God! What? Destroy Nike. Destroy them. Boycott them. Make them hurt. Why are you pleading with Nike? This is a plea. It's sad because athletes, how do you make money? You got to have a Nike sponsorship, right? You have to have some kind of sponsorship.
Yeah.
So what this is about is, can we earn a living at sports, please? Okay. But it's like, go start your own thing. It's like starting your own channel and not trying to be on Netflix or whatever people complain about. But worse, because it's slave shoes.
So Riley Gaines retweeted that. Here, Independent Women's Forum. Hashtag Save Women's Sports. Dear Nike, stand with women and girls. Just do it. The Independent Women's Forum. It's funny to watch. So is this a failure of feminism or what is this?
The reason we're in the situation now is feminism. Take a bow, ladies. You did it to yourself.
How did that?
Feminism caused this. Oh, yes, it did.
How?
Because every stupid moron, SJW, imbecile thing, I watched it. Remember my award-winning feminist writing? I watched these dingbat bourgeois midwits all climb aboard every stupid trend. So then we learned what feminism was. Half of it is like, man haters and, women that like women and not men. Okay, fine. I maybe have reasons to hate men. And the rest were bourgeois twits. And the bourgeois twits just follow trends. They don't care. The same as when Gloria Steinem came in from the CIA and initially helped destroy feminism. So, like, this is like being mad at Hamas for Netanyahu paying Hamas to destroy Israel. Like, this is on par with that, but not as like dire with the genocide. Screw Nike. Stop trying to get back. It says independent women. Why? That's not independent. Pleading for dependence on Nike.
So now are feminists pushing back against?
Feminism has been fake since before I was born. Okay, it was called Red Stockings. Those were like some far left Marxist feminists. And when Gloria Steinem came out with Ms. Magazine back in 60s or 70s,
and that was like a CIA thing.
It's 100% on the books, on the record. Gloria Steinem's a CIA thing. 100%. I only learned about it because I watched the footage of her talking about how she worked for the CIA. So all this stuff is nonsense. By the way, I think women should vote and should have equal rights and all that. They started pushing that because they wanted women working and they wanted to pay everybody half of what they were paying them. And that's what happened. Now you can't not work, ladies, unless you're a rich girl. Then you can live like a traditional housewife, right? Nancy Pelosi can have 16 grandkids. You have to go have an abortion. You got to stay single into your 40s. I mean, do people not see the game here? The whole game is rich people are going to breed and they don't want you to breed. That's the whole thing. So they're going to push more trans women because they don't get pregnant. They're not a problem woman. Get it?
So I remember I used to listen to this guy, Dr. Dean Adele.
I remember that guy, kind of.
And he used to have a radio show out of San Francisco, and he would talk about how crazy the drug war was. That's where I really liked him.
Yeah.
But he used to tell stories about, women who wanted to get into the workplace. And he's like, I always look at them like, what do you think's going on in the workplace?
You're not all CEOs. By the way, you're not all going to be a CEO. A lot of you are going to have a crappy job that you hate.
That's what he's saying.
You're going to cry on TikTok. And that's what they're doing now.
He's like,
they're on TikTok crying.
He's like, most guys hate their jobs. What are you guys? What are you fighting to get a part of?
It's insane. I mean, look, people still join the military for some reason.
People still,
same kind of
women,
yeah.
Freaking women join the military. That is so cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Look,
women.
We need illegals here because we need a new batch of suckers to fall for all the American institutions that are pure garbage, such as all of them.
Yeah.
So we can have these appreciative, low-paid, just happy to be here immigrants that'll be glad to have the free sex changes we give their kids.
All right, over to Steph.
Oh, okay, Jimmy. Hey, guys, we have a great show for you today, guys. We've got some super guest guys coming, guys. And guys, this is from High Flower. Steph and crew, there is an issue with Rumble live stream pausing, skipping. It gets way worse when you switch to Rumble only. Thought it was my janky tech setup, but it's probably a server traffic issue. We will share that with Rumble, High Flowers. Much appreciated. Roger Meadows said the other day, National Popular Vote Interstate Compact is an agreement among a group of states and, hold on, this is coming up. Hold on, okay. A group of states and D.C. to award all their ECVs to whichever presidential ticket wins the overall national pop vote instead of EC, giving all their electoral colleges votes to whoever wins the popular vote of their state. To date, amount of states they approved ratified 209 ECVs. Once we get states equals 61 ECVs on board, we'd neutralize ECV by changing its effect. Oh, Roger. You always got some good insight. Thank you so much, amigo. I have taken ayahuasca 4 times, and I don't vomit or poo myself. Don't let it hold you back. I fast the day before. Maybe that's why I don't get sick. It's transcendent, and I learned so much. CC Calloway, thank you.
Just get DMT. It's faster. You don't have to spend all day.
Take what?
TMT in 15 minutes.
If you're dying to do that, just try DMT. And by the way, all these people say, I've done it. All these people, all these healing claims, I don't know if it's true because a bunch of these people are still in the same rut they were in when I first met them. And I feel like the ayahuasca didn't change nothing for them.
Maybe they're not doing it right.
No, it's just you're not getting salvation in a drug. It is what it is. I mean, it's worth trying. I mean, ayahuasca I didn't do. Let me be clear. DMT I did a number of times.
Yeah.
Like, what do you got? 8 hours to do that in some hut? Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't.
You wear a chicken foot around your neck. I got a buddy who did it. Just
With
when he
a
got
chicken
sober
foot?
of all drugs. Yeah.
Jimmy, can you bring on philosopher theologian David Bentley Hart to talk about the conflict between Christianity and capitalism? And thank you, Kate Cotwes, for the info. I will share it with the team. I appreciate the email. Honestly, I'm just here for the intro music, and that's from Conservacuck. Thank you, Conservacuck. Back to Jim.
Les informamos que el desembarque se realizará únicamente por la puerta delantera del avión.
Hey, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down there for more AM Joy and the rest of MSNBC. And click on any of the videos right here to watch the latest interviews and highlights. And you can get more videos from MSNBC for free every day with our newsletter. Just visit
Isn't it swell? The memes make themselves. They found a rabbi hole, tunnels and all. There's Jews in the walls. Isn't it bliss? The rabbinical grace soiling the mattresses. Well, let me tell you. If I were Rabbi Shmuley and diddle 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 digga digga diddle diddle dum, all day long I'd diddle little bums. If I were a Shmuley man, I'd peddle all my dildos, dreidel dildos, selling dildos with my daughter and her mum. If I were a Jewish Shmuley man, I'd be digging with a dildo in my bum. I'd wear a grotesque nose and go grab some goyim right on the nipple with a pinch. A Shabbos lap dance brace for the youngest mensch.
At this time, more than any other time, you know, revolution is necessary. It is necessary. Not only based on what has happened with the MOVE organization, you know, the babies that have been murdered, you know, MOVE adults that have been murdered, bombs being dropped on us, but past that to what is happening with all black people, so-called minority people, you know, money poor people. You know, this government, as has been said earlier, has waged war on us. But you know, something about us, particularly here in America, we don't really understand that. You know, we don't really know what war is. You know, for black people, for poor people, that people see as good, that they wasn't forced to do, that they didn't do to try to keep black people appeased, you know, and calm down so that black people wouldn't riot. A prison situation is a crystallized example of that. You can make phone calls in prison. They have movies in prison. But they don't have those things because they just want to be nice to prisoners. They have those things because they know damn well if they don't have, you know, people being able to contact their family, if they don't have, you know, facilities for people to sit there and watch movies, people are going to be frustrated, upset, and they're going to direct that frustration at them prison administrators. And they're going to have riots on their hands. You know, they're going to have people in them prisons turning them prisons out. That's why they have movies. That's why they have access to phones the way they do. And a stop to it when we don't like it, or encouraging it when it's something that's in our interest. You know, we have to call the shots. The people have to take the reins of this system and start dictating, you know, what we need, what needs to be done. And, you know, taking the initiative to do it ourselves. We can't rely on this system. I mean, you know, don't people see what's happening? Every single confrontation that MOVE people have been involved in, every single issue, you know, oppression, economic issues, every single issue facing our people, you know, is something that can be dealt with very, very simply. All people got to do is make their wishes known. All people have to do is stand up and say, listen, we're not accepting that. Unity is the key. Unity is the key to revolution. Revolution ain't nothing to be afraid of. It ain't nothing to shy away from. Revolution, contrary to what officials, you know, this system and those backing the officials running this system, you know, want people to believe that revolution means violence, you know, means blood in the street. I'm saying it can get to that point, but it don't have to be violent. You know, when people come together and take a strong stand on an issue, this government don't have no choice but to listen. Where you think they get their authority from? They don't have no power, but they do have authority to do certain things. Where you think they get it from? They get it from us, from the people. You know, they get it from us accepting the things that they do to be done to stop it. Then you have some people who want to then turn around and say, yeah, well, you know, it's the best we have, and want to make excuses. The time for excuses is over. It's over. You know, every man, woman, and child has to be involved in this revolution. Not only has to be, but is, whether you want to be or not. I mean, our babies gave their lives for this revolution on May 13th. You know, men, women, and children were murdered. And not just MOVE babies, you know. What about all of the young men, women, you know, children 8, 9 years old shot down on the street by cops, you know, by drug pushers? I mean, you know, where do you think that mentality comes from? It comes from this system, from the mentality of this system of getting over, you know, making a quick buck, you know. I'm saying that's where that needs to be done to stop it. Then, you know, what I want people to really, really understand is that it's past time. It is past time for poor people, black people, you know, to realize that this system has failed you. It has failed you. You can't get nothing from it. And what people got to do is withdraw our support from it and start doing for ourselves. That's what we got to do. You know, how long are people going to sit back and beg, you know, this government to do what's right, when for hundreds of years, all you've gotten is a slap in the face. All you've gotten is this government kicking your ass. That's all. That's all black people have ever gotten from this government.